Hey guys, I sped this one up because I wanted to show you a lot of footage here. So this is the crane. I showed you painting white the other day. Today I'm going to do the deck. It was pretty wet, so I staged my air hose. I got air wand. Here I'm trying to dry it out. You can't paint a wet surface. The paint will just smear, and won't adhere to the primer. You know, spraying it around, spraying the water in the chips and dust. You know, kind of a pain in the ass, really, pushing water around. And like I said, this is just under twice the speed, so kind of give you an idea of how long it does take. I eventually stopped using the air wand and just switched to rags once I got most of it out. You know, trying to push it out through those limber holes and get it out because there was just so much. You know, again, you know, these voiceovers, it's easier to just drop the sound. You know, you don't really want to hear that pneumatic air wand. I don't know if my voiceover is any better, but I think I was spraying behind me there. I mean, you can see how it just flows right back in because it was so wet, but you know, it rained yesterday pretty heavily. I think you maybe saw some of it in the video, how bad it was, but trying to get that water out of there. You know, again, this is almost 2 times speed, so you know, it does take a while. It takes a little effort. This is a longer video that I made yesterday. Maybe I should put some music behind so when I stop talking, it's just not dead silence. Then I always get copyright stricken and stuff. So, let's see, what else could I talk about? You know, somebody was asking me about jobs I hate. Some of them are pretty bad, like cleaning ballast tanks. You know, it's hot, nasty down there. You know, could be a foot of mud that you're trying to walk through, and clean it out with fire hoses that you're washing down with salt water. It's dark, slippery. That's a pretty dirty job. Luckily, you know, you don't have to do that very often. I've cleaned tanks on tankers. You know, you're going down, and the same thing. It's a little dangerous. You got to make sure that the oxygen level is sustainable for human life. No dangerous chemicals in the air. And then again, you're climbing down ladders 60, 70, 90 feet down to clean up, you know, grease and residual on your hands and knees. So that's a pretty shit job. Normally you get like a little extra money for it, which is not too bad. Let's see, I got another clip here. I thought, looks like it just, yeah, there we go. Here I'm cleaning out some of these paint chips. Rust chips, that's a little brush. They call it a foxtail. It's good for getting stuff out of the corner there. You know, you don't want to paint over that stuff. Yeah. Pretty decent day though. Just a little wet. That makes it difficult to get anything done. I end up soggy, and I don't like that. But It's good, getting things done. Again, this is sped up. I probably should have cut some of this out. It's kind of boring. Believe it or not, I actually did cut up quite a bit of the stuff that I took. But I don't really pay too much of the editing. Trying to get better at it, so I guess it is what it is. Hopefully this isn't mind-numbingly dull. But that's kind of what it's like working on here. You can see my pile there. Pull it all close. They didn't really chip up this side, but they didn't want me to. They just wanted me to paint it and get that together. Got a little dust pan nearby. Okay, here we go. I'm painting the deck green, so it pops. This is a 2-part paint. You got your pigment and your cure or hardener. I always start with the edges, cut those in, and then I can roll out the rest of it. Trying to get fancy with see. And this is sped up as well. The whole thing's sped up. Gives you an idea of how slowly you want to pull the brush. You want to pull in one direction, a nice 45-degree angle. Get a lot of paint on your brush. It'll help you get a nice smooth line. Try to make it even. I'm not the best at it. I've seen some guys can pull a really good line. Okay, so now I've done the sides at this point. This is the main part, and I'm gonna roll out some green here. You can see I cut in the edges there, working my way back. Getting a good coverage. Now, since this is the deck outside, I'm gonna use some non-skid. Now, this is just a sand that I'm gonna put in the paint here, and then I'll roll it again, and that'll help you from slipping and falling. Really important, especially when it gets wet. Otherwise, the paint will be like ice if you don't do that. And then you kind of see I roll over it again, and it gets it in the paint. All in all, I would say this whole job took me a few hours, maybe. I don't really quite remember. Probably 2, maybe 3, not very long. And that from start to finish of blowing out the water, cleaning up the old paint chips, and doing both sides in this middle part of the crane. You can see there on the left that was where I was sweeping up the paint chips, and there was another little area to my right that I had also painted green. Just trying to give you an idea of what goes on. This is kind of a long video. If you really sat and watched this the whole time, I appreciate you. My YouTube algorithm will thank me. There, I got on some knee pads. Helps with kneeling down on the deck. And I just do a little bit at a time. Since I'm putting that non-skid over it, I'll just do a couple feet out, and then put the sand over there, and and you don't want to just drop it. You see how I kind of sprinkle it in there, get a nice even coverage, not too much. There's a couple spots where maybe there was a lot, like that little spot on the left-hand side there, maybe a bit one, but you pick it up and get it in there, spread it out, make it nice. And it's kind of hard to tell in the video, but you can kind of see where it's sticking out. Here's where it's all finished. Kind of give you a look. Again, guys, I appreciate you. Leave a comment if you have any questions. As always, guys, fair winds and following seas.